Welcome back, everyone, to, well, a little bit more gold mining. We have just a little bit of the oblong cut left to do, and the dot cut, and then we are, well, done. Oh, I didn't mean to drive underneath that. That was special. Oh, it's been a long day. There was actually a point today where I actually thought about turning around and coming home and just streaming this. And I mean, it was quite close, but fortunately I need money to, live on and whatnot, so I pushed through it. I persevered, and I actually got way more done than I expected. That's how it goes. Besides it snowing on me, raining on me, blowing, and everything else, I still got more than I expected done. And I am honest when I say that. I honestly got more than I expected done. It went actually quite well. I got the post and beams done. Got most of the cripples put in. So yeah, no, it was a good working day. I got a fucking bump on my thumb that's pissing me off, but I think it was a sliver, but I think I pulled it out. Oh, I just got a war wound. Huh? Oh. Okay, that's the tank. Okay. Did they ever fix this? Why do you even want to connect the fuel tank pistol to the fuel tank? Well, sometimes you need to bleed the tank. That's why. Ask a dumb question, get a dumb answer. That's what we always say. Alright, I'll sit on the step and fill this up. I might have enough to fill up the other. Hoipy-doipy-doipy. Dooba-dooba-dooba. Alright. This is the one part of the job that sucks no matter when you're doing it. Let's try not to jump off the edge like we did the last time. Although I'm getting damn determined to try it again, aren't I? So yeah, we really don't have that much left. Let's do the jump rope thing. I gotta fill this thing up, but I gotta fill up the tank first. Basically, we have a little bit left underneath here, which something's running. That's what the low fuel was. Okay. I had a low fuel thing pop up, and I couldn't figure out for the life of me what it was causing it. I was going, no, not my Traco. No, not this. It was that. I could have swore something was running. I just didn't know. So, apparently since this one's low, let's use the last of the fuel off of this guy to fill this guy. Yeah, he's low. He's dangerously low. So, yeah, I gotta go back tomorrow to finish the job, but the job is relatively actually quick and easy to do and whatnot. And still have the cat meowing on the other side of the door. I'm looking something up as I remember. No, that's it. Framing angle 4-inch. Or 4.5 inch. And look at that. Home Depot sells it. That's good because there's only a Home Depot there. That is exactly what I'm looking for. 100%. And they're cheap. So, I made a discovery while I was working today. Originally, they had the basically joist hangers built up, which is okay. That's fine. Whatever. Um, couldn't couldn't quite figure it out, and then they doubled it at some point because they put a hot tub above it, and then I was looking at it going, okay, so I guess I'll just take this freaking uh, double hanger off, which was a 2x4 hanger. So I popped it off, and then I looked at it and went, well, hold on here. They actually have a joist hanger, like a 2x10 or 2x8 joist hanger, actually physically mounted to it. And it's got the proper hanger nails. It's got everything properly done. And then they basically laminated another joist to it. I'm looking at it going, well, I'm not going to take that hanger off because, one, I can't really. I tried to take the one joist off. It ain't going to happen. I'm liable to bust both of them trying to split them apart and work with it. So, no, that ain't happening. So then it dawned on me going, well, hold on here. The engineer wants me to double up the hanger. You can't double up the hanger. I mean, the one is actually supportive anyways, so it's fine. And I'm not removing it, so it's technically it's still doing its job. If anything else, that's probably the reason why it never had an issue. Okay, the ledger board is peeling off the house a little bit, but it never detached. The original joist never detached from the ledger board, which is what I'm getting at. So there's not a problem with that. I'm going, okay, so how do I fix this? Because I can't just put a hanger over top of a hanger. That doesn't work. You can't mount it, right? So this is dumb. And it dawned on me going, wait a minute, why don't I just do a right angle freaking hanger? Just put it, like, the one has the double, or has the hanger anyways. I'll just put the other one up on it, and then bippity boppity boop, and bop by the magic man. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lag screw the hell out of that ledger board, making sure it's well secure to the house. And I will not be doing what the engineer said and doubling up the lag screws on the ends. That's a good way to split the ledger and basically fuck up the whole frickin' deck. Instead, you alternate your hanger, your big ass lag screws. So I'm defying the orders several times with the engineer, which is fine because I talked to the inspector that just randomly showed up today. I was like, hello, why are you here? And, oh, well, I was told that you were supposed to be working today. I said, yes. And he goes, and I'm surprised you're here because it's really, well, snowy, rainy, and everything else. I went, yeah, it's kind of a surprise for me, too. But he goes, well, happy you're here. But, yeah. So, what do you think? And he goes, I really like the beam idea. He says, I do. It's fantastic. He says, it spreads out the weight. It's evenly distributed. Looks like you jacked up the deck a lot. I went, yeah, I actually lifted it about an inch. And he goes, yeah, I know. It's huge. You've done a lot. He goes, yeah, I'm actually quite surprised how much you've done. I'm like, well, that's a good thing, right? Like, I impressed the inspector. And then I showed him what I found, and I said, so, like, what do? Do I take off the hanger and try to destroy the deck, or do I just leave it there because it's laminated, and then just do it off of that? And he goes, you know what I would do? And he says, yeah, I like the idea of having the right angle. He says, but you know what I would really do? And I said, what's that? And he says, I'd make a note of this. He says, because it makes perfect sense to me that you went ahead and did this extra work, and just make sure that everyone knows that this is actually the proper way in his mind how to do it. We ran 5,100 yards yesterday and produced just a touch under 6,500 ounces. I don't know how to say that any differently, because holy balls, that is a lot of that's a lot of ground. So the Frankensteins have more than doubled my output. Alright, so our goal tonight, hopefully, I mean, we only have a little over an hour. We have just a bit over an hour to do this. And that would be finish off Pine Valley. I don't know if we can move yet. I don't know if that might go down. Yeah, it does. Okay. As long as it goes back into it, it's fine. It would appear that it does. It's also building up underneath, unfortunately, so that's one downside to this whole diabolical plan of mine. Like, it is running it, it's just... I really can't see us actually having terribly much here. Actually, you know what? Truth be told, I think we'll just move ship. Because it's almost too hard to put it on the belt, so we'll just move. We'll drive around the pile once again, and then once... Well, we could probably get rid of this in a little bit anyways, so we'll get rid of one and move it. So apparently, depending on which side we decide to actually mine on for Waterfall Valley, basically we pick where we want to put the plant and go. Unless later on we just have two plants and do it that way. I don't know. I am not going the short route. I'm going to try to go the long way here. It didn't work out so well for us the last time, so we'll zip around this way. This is safer. Safety first, after all. So yeah, overall today, it actually went quite well. Like I said, the inspector showed up. The inspector was a really, really nice kid. And I say kid because he's younger than me, but I mean, it actually brings faith that there's still good inspectors out there, alright? And this guy's a general home building inspector. And it wasn't the guy that originally found all the issues, unfortunately, but it is a young building inspector, and I gotta give this kid credit. I mean, like, I really do. Why? Because A, he gives a damn, which is fucking rare these days. But not only does he give a damn, but he's actually good at what he does. Like he says, oh, I've never seen this way before. I like this a lot. Do you mind if I take pictures of this? And I went, no, I don't. Of course I don't mind. He says, yeah, I want to show for future reference for if we come across something like this again. I really like this idea, and it works because it, you know, it disperses the weight and everything else. I really like it. This is good. And you know what? Again, it's kind of, I have that gooey feeling inside, like I actually contributed to something, and I'm literally tickled pink. I'm ecstatic that this kid is actually really excited about potentially learning and finding new ways to do stuff. So yeah, of course, why wouldn't I be happy? And I said, so at the end of the day, do you think you're going to pass this? And he goes, oh yeah, 100%. He says, I don't know about the engineer though. He says, you've basically picked his entire theory apart and made him look bad. So I'm not sure if he's going to be too pleased with that. And well, I can't say too much. I'm just here to do a job, unfortunately. And what am I supposed to do when the guy is an idiot? I was going to say, I can't see this actually having much more in it, but there's a fair chunk in this corner that I have not touched. Actually pretty pleased this is going pretty good. And of course, then we gotta spend like several thousand hours doing the inspection of what? Huh? What is not on right now? Oh crap. Eh? H. I figured it out. Thanks for the proposal. I'll think about it later. Yeah, that makes way more sense. I might have to actually let it idle down a bit. Like, I mean, I think it got it cranked all the way up. Yes, I do. It's full. You're already losing pay dirt. Oh, hang on. I'll let it catch up a little bit. I didn't realize that it hadn't done anything yet. Hey, look, 1%. We are potentially at like maybe 50 ounces. Okay, it's at 83. We should be fine. The rest of them have all drained away too. Like I said, I don't have actually that much left right here. A little bit in one pocket there and a little bit there. Like, it really shouldn't take us that long to finish this. Finish it! Okay. Satanic little voice. Fuck, I remember when Mortal Kombat first came out. I thought it was the greatest thing on Sega, to be honest. I was like, oh, look at me play this. And I was like, there's this dude that throws fireballs and goes Hadouken. Oh my god, I think I'm in love. And now there's like me at this age going, I can't believe I still remember that. How many years ago was that? I remember getting the Sega for Christmas, alright? It was the greatest Christmas present. I don't know what I played more, Sonic or frickin' Mortal Kombat. Although Donkey Kong was also pretty cool on it. I must admit that. And there was this other game that was weird and wild, which was really... It was basically kind of the original predecessor to Rampage. You know, the one where you could basically destroy a city. It was 2D city, but you could destroy it. I thought that was great. But there was a Sega version of that, which was just wild. And then, of course, I fell in love with it again when it came out in GameCube. Actually, come to think that the last Nintendo I ever owned was GameCube. soon as Wii's and everything else came out, I was like, no. Kind of like PlayStation. I had every single PlayStation up until PlayStation 3, and then I was like, nah, I'm going back to computer. I've never played another console since. And holy crap, I played so much of computer games. I actually plugged in one day my old PlayStation 2. Still works. Still works like the day I last rebuilt it. I had rebuilt it twice. The first time the belt for the PlayStation, like the DVD went and had a moment and died. But, I mean, granted, it was fairly old at that point. But then the next time the optics lens cracked in half and it would no longer read. So that was fun. So I got on a pawn store at some time or another. I found another PlayStation 2. I took it apart and took the lens out of it and put it in mine. In hindsight, the PlayStation 2 that I got as a donor child, you could say, for my experiment there, was actually in way better shape than mine in the first place. I don't know why and what possessed me to take the lens out of it and put it in mine, but it was like mine was mine, so this one isn't. So clearly, I need to fix mine. To this day, I don't know where the donor one went. I think I took it apart, kept the pieces that I needed out of it, and then basically threw the rest away and went, I'll never need this again. You idiot. You realize how much PlayStation 2s are now? Although I'm pissed at myself. I sold my Super Nintendo and I had the entire collection. I sold it when I was young and I was dumb. Because I sold it for $1,000 and now somebody told me they're like 20 or 30 grand for the entire Super Nintendo and collection. It's like N64, the original N64. The broken version. I know, everyone says, huh? What do you mean the broken version? There wasn't a broken version. Yes, there was. So, it never overheated. It was indestructible in that sense. But there was an N64, the original N64 that came out. It wasn't like a deluxe or anything like that. It was just a plain old N64. This thing had a notorious problem for basically randomly ejecting your cartridge. You could be playing like Bond, like 007 or something, or you gotta play like fucking Mario World or anything like that, and all of a sudden it would just go, now's the time, and you're going, now's not the time, and it's going, now's the time, and it would just go patooey, and your cartridge would fly out. Why? Nobody knows why. Because if you tried to take the cartridge out, that fucker was glued in there tighter than a dick's ass. You couldn't have peeled that out of there if you tried. But mine just randomly ejected cartridges when it felt like it. I think it was almost timed too at one point. I think I was either that or I was so delirious from playing too many hours on it that I thought it did, but had some sort of timetable on it. But I think it was just me being me. Can you tell I've been playing video games for too many years? It's like trying to explain to a young person that, yes, I was one of the original players of Doom. I played a lot of Doom, actually passed Doom many a times. But my original Doom copy was on a floppy disk. Actually, there was 3 of them. There was 3 floppy disks, because you'd get halfway through the game and it would go, insert floppy disk 2. What's worse is you had to activate it through DOS. I still remember the commands too. Fuck, I don't know how many times I had to look up on the directory because I couldn't remember the frickin' code to it. It was like // : C drive, enter, or no, not enter, space directory list. Then you'd go through the list of games that you remember that you put on this floppy disk, and then you would go right, and then you flip through it, and then away you went. CDs when they first came out was just freaking amazing. Again, I thought I died and went to heaven because it was like, what is this technology? Where have you been my entire life? I no longer have to flip out frickin' floppies. I can't remember which frickin' game I was playing. I remember one of them, like Zork, that had 6 discs, 6 floppy disks. So that was wild. That I mean, Zork wasn't. Well, I guess it was kind of a huge game for its time. It was basically the Skyrim of ancient times. But yeah, no, that one took like 6 floppies. There was another one, Leisure Suit Larry. I think the original one took about 6. Would you want to fuck this plant? Would you like to fuck a hooker? Hooker, please. Ribbed or smooth? Ooh, ribbed. Scented or non? Why do I still remember that? You paid for the hooker's time. All the original Leisure Suit Larry. That one was priceless. I should not have been playing. In full honesty, as a child, should not have been playing Leisure Suit Larry when I was like 6 or 7. Learned a lot. Nothing good, but learned a lot. I just remember too that one time Dad caught me playing his Leisure Suit Larry. I can't remember what the hell I had, but because you gotta remember, Leisure Suit Larry, the first one was text based. It wasn't even like you couldn't walk down the street or anything like that. And it was, I think it was a sexy. You walked in and went, "How'd you get that?" I went, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Like, how'd you get to that hooker? I've never had her before." I went, "I don't know. I did this sequence. And he goes, "No, really?" What? "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, that's wild." And then he wandered away like, "Nope, this is normal now. My 6-year-old kid is playing Leisure Suit Larry." His biggest concern was, how did you get that hooker? Like, I had some sort of archaic knowledge on how I got said hooker. The one reason why I bring this up tonight is because I've been watching a lot of like 80s and 90s nostalgia videos, and all I think about is my childhood. I mean, 90s, yeah, okay, I was still fairly young yet, but 2000s, well, not so much young anymore. But yeah, no, you watch nostalgia of 80s and 90s videos, and all I think about is going, I survived that. I watch some 2000s go, oh, I remember that. In a different context than what they're showing, because they're showing like little tiny kids. I was drinking at that age already, so. But they showed like people buying like 10 or 20 frickin' little cheeseburger sliders from McDonald's, and I'm going, yeah, I remember doing that. For a different reason. Not because they tasted great, because they've cured hangovers. I shit you not, they actually did. You usually at like 2 in the morning, you go for a beer run, and you also stop at McDonald's to buy like 20 or 30 cheeseburgers. And, well, I mean, McDonald's themselves were closed, but the drive-thru was still open, which was great. So, yeah, we did that. The best part was, we weren't the only ones doing it. Like, I mean, From basically, I would say 9 o'clock till about 1 o'clock in the morning, McDonald's was empty. There was not a soul. 2 o'clock to about 4 o'clock in the morning, the place was bustling. Why? Because all the drunks came out to get their cheeseburgers to sober up. Because a lot of times, what the biggest problem with that was, a lot of times we ended up like, okay, we're drinking, we need food to sober up. We basically finish our last of our drinks. We'd sober up. We'd go get our cheeseburgers. We'd eat them. By the time we'd eat them, we have a little bit of water or coffee. Then we'd basically go, okay, work? I really don't know how the hell I did it, because I can't do it nowadays. No fucking way could I do that. There's no way I could drink a 24 flat of beer, eat 20 cheeseburgers, and then go to work. And then the next night, rinse and repeat. We did that for several nights in a row. I don't know how the hell we survived. It's like, okay, we did this. Okay, cool. What are you doing tonight? Probably just gonna head home and have a couple drinks. Oh, why don't you come to Buddy's place? We'll have a few drinks there. Sweet. Again, not entirely sure how I survived. But I'm here to talk about it, so obviously it's not too terribly bad. And I will say this. We do have a sponsor with us. And that is, of course, G2A. They are they're a growing gaming company now at this point. When they have this lovely new feature going on, and with my link you can get extra discounts, of course. And with it, what you do is you connect to your Twitch account, you can watch videos, and the more you watch, the bigger your discounts get for your video games. I actually like the system. I think it's actually quite a ingenious system, and you actually start watching different people and stuff, so different creators and stuff like that. And it's a good way to have the community a little bit more not introverted, extroverted with each other and everything too. And yeah, I just really enjoy it. So make sure to click the links when they pop up in the chats. And like I said, of course, I have used G2A before, and I still like them. You can get some pretty wicked deals sometimes, and yeah, you gotta take a look at them. And I do appreciate G2A and InStreamly for the opportunity to actually do the sponsorships. Okay, we are getting to the point where I cannot deal with that. We only have like 3 squares left. Like, I mean, we look at the gold map. Oops, that one's done. That one's got 123, 87, 79, not much, 76, not really much. This one's 310, 300, 161. So, yeah, it's actually going pretty good. I will probably game till 10, and then I probably will game again tonight. The stress of trying to figure out what I'm doing. Ooh, okay, calm down there, Jettison. Okay, it's got a little nugget there. When it zigzagged, it apparently picked up some. So what I'm going to do is this. Move this guy completely out of the cut because, well, I don't need him anymore. I'll just use this guy. And this guy I will just back up and run his extension arm out a bit more. Because I should be able to catch him. I'm not selling this because I will need him for the other one. I do believe. I do declare. Alright, let's watch him. Back you back. Back. So I'll do this. Okay, I'm going to swing a bit. No. I need to do it like this, I think. Okay. Okay, I can actually go quite a ways here. Right. Oops. If I don't do that, I am going to do the same damn thing as I had the issue with before. Now it looks like it's a problem child. But is it? Actually, I don't think it is this time. I think we can effectively get this all chewed up, and I might be a bit close though. Okay, that one that's far out there, I'm just gonna get rid of that. And see, I can get the rest of that stuff too. So what I might actually do is this. Just so I can actually see. There we go. See, I can curl tight. And I can just dump the bucket. And I can get all that good stuff over on that last one. Well, this last one is pretty close. Yeah, it's building up mostly on the outside. Actually, you know what? I am not stretched all the way out. Let's try that. Yeah, no, thinking about, like, I've been doing a lot of nostalgia kicks lately. And I think a lot of it has to do with Mom's passing and that. And it just you want to feel like like you did when you're back then. And I mean, I think I had a relatively good childhood. Like there was no real abuse. Like, definitely not from my parents. My parents were, and still, Dad is still a fantastic best friend. Me and him are actually probably closer now than we've ever been, to be honest. Both of us are... We see a lot of the same... like eye to eye and stuff like that than we used to, and it's really weird to say, but I think it's probably because we actually do share a lot of the same mannerisms and mentalities and stuff like that. And I mean, both of us are in the same boat. There's no two ways to look at it. We both of us are basically trapped in the same boat. That one's only got 84. That one's still got 244. Okay, well, let me try this then. I will try the outreach program. Saying 244. We don't have very much left here. And I don't think actually, once I take off that corner a bit, I think that's going to rapidly drop. If it's about 100 ounces left, we're going to call it. We're not even going to worry about it. Because I can't see it. I can't see it producing that much. And we'll back up and we'll just feed these. How's it now? 143. I might take it just a touch more out of the bottom over here. A couple of good scoops out of there. I think that we can call it. So I bought Waterfall. If you guys missed that, of course, you can go rewatch all of the Gold Rush series and season over on YouTube under the playlist Gold Mining Sim. Or Gold Rush, actually. Considering it is basically Gold Rush. Alright, I don't think there's any real more there. Nope, we've taken it. Alright. Let's back. Let's get out of this hole. Even this one, it's not going to take much. All of a sudden we'll have this cleaned out. I think for the most part, the most of the gold that's here is all trapped in this freaking little hump here. And this is quite the thunderstorm. That was one thing I can say that we did not have a lot of this year was thunderstorms, which is really not good for the environment. A lot of people don't realize this, but thunderstorms actually provide a certain amount of nitrogen back to the soil, which really helps us farmers. Or the farming communities in general, not just me. I don't really farm. I may pretend to, but I really don't. I mean, do I drive real tractors and combines? Yes, I do. It's called farm help. Which is good because, like, fuck would I ever want to spend that kind of money on one. Also, I was doing, like, some custom farming for someone or something. Because that would get expensive quickly. Alright, I think we're actually effectively getting this cleaned out. think we're just about done our oblong cut. Or obtuse cut, depending on which way you read it. I reread all the DMs, by the way, and apparently it always was the obtuse cut. Or not obtuse, oblong cut. I keep reading it as obtuse. Ain't no freaking triangle. Yeah, I don't know how much is left in either of those either. I may actually not go after him any more than that. That one still says 174. This one says 137, 161. 310 is the one underneath me more. Underneath me more. Underneath me more. Probably over there. No, I'm just going to check something here. Now I see stuff popping up, so. Yeah, I really do like that. That works out real good. Okay. I think I might just strip these last two here and we'll call it. I could actually try and get a little bit more of that one. That might help a little bit. Because I mean, if it's 174, I really should try and get a little more out of it. And I think it's because it's this stuff over here. If it goes down 50 ounces, we know we collected 50 ounces. Plain and simple. Because that's basically how this wash plant, as much as I can figure out anyways, how it actually works. Which is actually quite impressive. There we go. Let's see if that made a difference. Yeah. Yeah, that made a world of difference. Okay, I think I'm just gonna strip the stuff that's underneath me, and we're gonna probably clean up for this stream and see where we sit. I mean, have we actually mined that much in this stream so far? No. Not really. I don't think so anyways. I don't think we have. I think if we honestly get 1,000 ounces on this cleanup, we would do really well. Watch it get like 10. We found the best gold ever. Really? Fascinating. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with the job performance today. Despite the weather basically pretending it's actually Alberta here. I did not touch a damn thing on that one, did I? Gotta clean up my mess. It was snowy, it was rainy, it was windy, it was shitty, it was just a horrible freaking day today. But at the end of the day, though, I still got a lot done. And you know you've done something right when the client says, well, how'd you make out today? Because I know it was really kind of shitty out if I wasn't even expecting you coming. Other than the neighbor said there's a guy wandering around your yard. I said, oh yeah, that would have been me. I said, well, I got the beam put in. I got most of the cripples done other than 4. But at the end of the day, I was done. I was tired of being cold and wet. Which reminds me, my jack shirt should be done in the dryer by now. It was soaked, so I just stuck it in the dryer and went, yeah, okay. I'm not going to wear a wet coat for tomorrow. Ain't gonna happen. So yeah, no, I was just done. But yeah, I got that done. Got the deck re-leveled. I can't believe, like, it still looks like it's a little bit low, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. I dropped that sucker about 11 well, it was out of square and everything too on the points, so that would have been about an inch. If you equate everything about an inch, I raised it. That reminds me, I got to take the bottle jack out and refill it. My 20-ton bottle jack only now lifts a ton. Just because it's out of oil. It's really easy. All you do is unscrew the release valve on the bottom and you just fill it back up full of freaking oil and hydraulic oil and bibbity boppity boop, she works. That's all it takes. We are just about done because I think that one, yeah, this one's only got 250 left. And then we have to reset, which I might do. I might actually come back on later tonight, or 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. I don't know. We'll maybe try and do something else. Billing won't take very long. I could maybe even do it in the morning, to be honest, when I have more of a brain. Brains for my master. Brains for my master. But yeah, no, if I could do that. I mean, it was a good day. It was a good day. Despite weather, it was a good day. But yeah, no, I just know you did well when you tell the client what you did and everything else, and the client goes, holy shit, I can't believe that you actually got that much done. That, yeah. Yeah, for one guy, and that's all I'm down to now, is just me. For one guy, I'm still fairly efficient. I can still do everything 2 guys can do. Sometimes I can actually do it better, which is weird in itself. Alright, I'm gonna see how much is left. We're down to that 90 mark again. 60. Yeah. Alright. Let that run up. I don't know how much is in the wash plant. Probably like 6 to 8%. Nope, try 20. Apparently, we ran a lot more dirt than I thought. And these things draw a lot of fuel anyways. Now, is this one short too? Oh yeah, it is. I might only need one. If I extend, like if I move this out and I extend it out, I might just need the one freaking Frankenstein. would be cool. But we'll do a cleanup here, then I should still get some stuff done that I need to get done. Oops. Still ran it to 21%. Alright, well, we'll do a cleanup for you guys anyways. I don't know what all it's gonna end up being, but guess we're gonna find out, huh? Could be absolutely horrible. Don't know. I was gonna say, where am I going? Oh, it's kind of hard on it when there's no water on it. We'll just shut that one off. Run these ones down and off. It's only 20%, so I can't see, especially this being the last of the not so good gold. I'm only expecting about 2. That was all of it, right? Yes. Okay. Maybe about 2,000 if we're lucky. I mean, if I get any more than that, it's just a bonus, but I'm not going to count my lucky stars yet. I'm thinking 2,000 ounces is going to be pretty high guesstimation. This thunderstorm will not die. First of all, we will dump you into there. And I'm going to pick up a couple of views and put you back in. That doesn't take long. Right. Hail. Destiny. There. I tell you, the concentration of this frickin' thing, though, is just immense. Sooner or later, the thunder must die. Alright, put these back on. That should be done in a second. Now watch this actually be pretty damn good. This be just going, yeah, this could be crap. Should be crap. I want to say it's going to be crap. Alright, I'm gonna, before I go do any of that, the last of the grills. And now the storm's over and it's sunny. Yay! Alright. On with you. Those two are running pretty close together. They don't usually. 5,000 magnetite. That is a hell of a pail. They're going even again. I hate to imagine what this plant would be like if it was 100%. We might do 100% cleanups on the new claim. And again, the magnetite's just extra bonus cash for me. I still can't see this being terribly good ground. As we're over 300, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. I was thinking 1,000. I figured 2,000 was going to be good. 17, 18, 19, 20. We're over 2, 22, 23, 2,400. Holy balls! It's another 2,400. I didn't even check to see if I got kicked out of my leaderboard spot. Nope. I was at 72 last night. We're at 69 now. Your complaint. Yeah, I'm at 26,000. So yeah, I've blasted past the 25 spot. I'm at 26,000. There's probably a good 1,000 to 2,000 ounces still sitting in dot cut that we gotta quickly do. That would push me up to about 65th. Holy crap. That is wild to me, alright? My brain can't comprehend how that is. Okay, I gotta do fueling and stuff, which we're coming close to the end of the stream. This one anyways. I mean, I only streamed for about a little over an hour with this one, but I'm planning on probably coming back. I gotta phone the girlfriend, see how she's doing. Then I got a few other things. Got batteries to swap out. You know, all the fun stuff of being... of just basically being. It's all the stuff that most people don't realize that you got to do as a contractor and stuff. It's behind the scenes. You think, oh, this guy shows up, he's just going to work and do this, and do this. Well, for the most part, you're mostly right. But there's a lot of things we do in the background that nobody knows. So yeah, I got a bunch of stuff to do. Let's drop you down all the way. Now I do gotta fill this up again, but alright, once it's over the hump, we're good. Yes, let's open the hatch. This is off, yes. I'm checking this out now because I've been burned once before. Alright, let's try to do this with this one. We will get it over top of that. And that is extended as far as that one goes. Alright, first of all, let's move that down right now. Let's move this all the way out. let's go like this. I think that's gonna work. Oh yeah, I can park right next to it. Take those ones out, go clunk, clunk, clunk. That'll work. I like it. So we'll have the dot cut basically ready to go for the next stream. We'll dig it out and then we'll start moving the bazillion frickin' tons of everything. Yeah, there's somebody new. Ooh, you're low. Actually, I shouldn't fill this all the way up. That should be more than enough, if anything else, for us to finish this claim. Alright, pop in here, awaiting another overseer. I just don't want to. Is that wrong? Alright, I'll upgrade him. It's only 25,000. It gives adds red god ray over destroyed machinery. And this guy, hope at some point in time I can boost them. We have not actually that much for bonuses on stuff. Alright, let's get out here and let's fill up 3 units. I mean, I could fill up the other ones too, and then, I mean, then they're good to go for the next claim. Okay, drop it on the ground. That's healthy for everything. You know, get your nozzle covered in crap. That's a good way to do it. I'll basically gas up the most important things first. And then the love child, which actually I might not move yet, or drive it up closer yet. I think what I'm gonna do is move this guy to where we can use it. I mean, technically, if I wanted to, I could have mined a bit more. I think effectively I can dig there. Yep. Might want to change this a little bit. Do something like that first. Not so much behind me, but more in front of me type thing. So that's all good. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'll be back a little bit later. Get some of my other stuff done, phone the girlfriend, multitask, which is, you know, for a guy is questionable at best. But yeah, like I said before, guys, I really appreciate everyone coming out and watching. And of course, if you guys are new here, been around for a while and not subscribed yet, make sure to smash that subscribe button as the best way to support the channels. And of course, that's on YouTube. It's underneath the video or the house scroll in the bottom right corner. Some say he thinks it's a whole lot of fun to ride up and down these Frankenstein builds because he thinks it's some sort of reverse slide. One of these times he's going to get himself in trouble. So if you see him, smack him upside the head and push that button. Then flip over to the kick side and also hit the follow and subscribe over there as well. So that's one of the best ways to support both channels, actually. So make sure to check that out. And I will say this again, a special thanks to G2A for sponsoring the stream. And of course, if you guys want to check that out, the links are in the chats every time I stream for the next month or so. So yeah, make sure to check that out as well. And they're doing a lovely new program. It's actually, I think it's a great idea. What it is you can connect your Twitch account to it, and all you do is watch videos, and you get better discounts for the video games that you want to buy. What a good way to do that. I mean, what I do, and I don't stream on Twitch, but I still have a Twitch account. I just set it up and let it run while I go to the bathroom, and then I come back and bam, I got discounts. So make sure to check that out and get extra discount when you use my link in the chats. So yeah, and of course there's also other lovely discounts and whatnot in my descriptions below. So make sure to check all that out, and we will see everyone on the next stream. Take care and